Hey, I'm student producer Nolan Gilarte, and you're watching MATC Now.
It doesn't take a lot, you know, just a little bit at a time. In this world, maybe it can change one day.
Community is defined as connections that are geographical, but also based on shared interests, values, and cultures. At MATC Downtown Campus in room S215 is where you can find not only food and supplies, but the heart of these connections. I am Lasierra Flowers, and this is a Student Passion Report. Beyond the rice, canned goods, ready-to-go meals, and even diapers, MATC's food pantry has it all. But what truly makes it special isn't just the supplies on the shelves, it's the people behind them. One of them is John Williams, a first-year gaming student who discovered something bigger than himself here. John found his passion. Can you describe a memorable moment or interaction at the pantry that really stuck with you?
Every day is a great moment for me. Just being able to see a lot of students come in and out of the pantry, being able to get those resources available to them, just marks the memorable moments for me. Just to be able to see that smile on those faces. A lot of people come in here pretty sad, pretty angry, but once they leave out of here with the food, with the resources we gave them, it's a whole different outcome. Everyone's happy, everyone's ready to go home and dig into their bags and get in their food. So to me, those are memorable moments for me.
In what ways do you think your work at the pantry connects with your future goals and career dreams?
By doing this, being able to support people in many ways and give them the resources, give them the food, this is a step to that. Then I'll be able to understand those people a little bit more, because them coming in brings stories. And I will always love to listen to people's stories. And that gives me, like I said, a broader just kind of outlook on everybody that I talk to and meet with and give support to, if that makes sense.
What have you learned about empathy, leadership, and teamwork with your time at the pantry?
Being able to provide what we have to offer here at the Student Resource Center, I feel as if that put me into a position where people look up to me and bring me that leadership role. And a lot of people come in here a lot, you know, asking for me. And that makes me feel happy, you know, just to see that there's people coming in here when I'm not here asking for my services, asking for my help. So that goes on that leadership part. The empathy, you never know where anybody's coming from, what they got going on in their life. So like when you come in here and you come in with a sad face, I'm trying to make that frown turn upside down, you know? So I expect you to walk out this door happier than you came in.
If you can share one message with your peers about the importance of giving back, what would you say?
Please, as much as possible, give back, do as much as you can, love one another equally. We're all in this together, and let's help each other out as much as possible.
I am the Director of Student Accommodations and Interpreting Services. So basically I have two departments. Interpreting Services, they provide services for students who are deaf or hard of hearing. Student Accommodations, they provide support for students with any documented disability. So a student would have to apply for accommodations, and then I have a facilitator who reviews their documentation of disability. And then once they are approved for accommodations, and that student will have those accommodations for the remainder of their educational career here at MATC. We provide testing accommodations, and that means when a student is approved for testing accommodations, they may have a special environment, a quiet testing booth, or extra time on tests. And when I say extra time on tests, an example would be if a student if the classroom is getting an hour for the test, if a student had an approved accommodation of double time, that student would get a full hour, 2 hours for that particular test. We also provide a lot of adaptive equipment such as CCTV, closed circuit televisions, and those for students who are visually impaired. We may provide a service such as a smart pen. A smart pen is basically, it looks like an ink pen, but actually it records the student's lecture, especially, and that really works for a student who has maybe a learning disability or ADHD. And so that gives that student opportunity to focus on the lecture while the pen is actually recording the lecture for them. Another accommodation would be a preferential seating. If a student is visually impaired, they may, any class they're in, they may be able to have an assigned seat in front of the class. Also, if there's a physical impairment, they may have a special chair in the classroom. So it depends on the student's needs. And so usually when a student requests accommodations, they give us a list of things that would be beneficial while they're in school that would help to basically level the playing field to make sure they're getting their needs met. And then we work with that student to meet all those needs. I do this because I see there's a huge need for individuals who need a little more help to meet their goals. And so it's always been a passion of mine, and I advocate for our students. My team advocates for our students, and we really understand the need to have that extra help. And again, it's not to give them an advantage, it's to level the playing field.
I'm student producer Nick Moore here at Hubbard Park for another Hidden Gem KE. I'm here at Scenic Hubbard Park, a nice out-of-the-way location from the hustle and bustle of the city, right alongside the Milwaukee River. Hubbard Park, located at 3565 North Morris Boulevard, is a great place to walk around, relax, and enjoy the coming spring weather. After you go through the tunnel, you'll see an amazing change of scenery. You can have a picnic at the picnic tables, a beer at the beer garden, go bird watching, or simply sit and relax. In 1922, the park was purchased by Shorewood Village President William J. Hubbard. Before that, it was used by the Native Americans for hunting and fishing. I'm student producer Nick Moore, and this has been another Hidden Gem KE.
Well, I have a soft spot for artists who reach out to me to add science to their creativity. I'm there every time, just because it's the mainstreaming of science when artists touch it and want to sort of make it their own.
Thanks, Nick. As I mentioned before, we're here exploring the Mequon campus here in the Child Care Center, and today I have with me Michelle Cumming. Michelle, how's it going today?
So far, so good. Thanks for asking.
Good to hear, and thank you for having us here. Now, can you explain to us your role here at the Child Care Center?
I am what they call a float teacher, so I don't have a designated classroom of my own, so I float between the 4 classrooms. I go wherever I'm needed, whenever I'm needed.
Very cool to hear. Now, who are the children who are eligible to be cared for here at the center?
We are a student service, so we take children of students. So while the students are in their class or taking an exam, they can leave their children here and we will care for them. That is our primary focus. And then secondly, we take faculty. And lastly, if there's any space available, we will take community.
Very cool to hear. Now, some of the activities that children who come here to the center are able to do during the day?
We are a play-based center, so the children learn primarily through play. So as you can see here, we have our imaginative play area, and we have a dollhouse and some toys, some pretend food, some kitchen utensils, farm animals, baby dolls, kitchen set, so they can learn and explore and imitate what they see in the real world. And then we have our fine motor skills area where they do puzzles, shapes. The little pig shape sorter is my personal favorite. And then this is our quiet area. This is where the teacher will do a group time and read some books. And if they need a minute, they can just relax.
Very cool. Now, I don't think that these chairs would be able to fit me.
Probably not. They don't fit me either.
Nor do I think a lot of the spaces here would be able to. Now, what are some of the other facilities that you guys have here at the Child Care Center?
We have 4 classrooms, an infant room, which takes children from 6 weeks to a year. We have that toddler room we were in, which is 1 to 2, an early preschool room, and a preschool room, and an outdoor play space.
Very cool. Now, what are some of the educational things that kids will learn here?
Well, like I said, it is play-based, so they learn with hands-on experience, and through play, they learn how to share, how to cooperate. In the older classrooms, they will learn pre-kindergarten skills to get them ready for school.
Now, you mentioned play spaces. We're in a different room now. What do the kids do when, obviously we live here in Wisconsin, what happens when it's a blizzard and it's negative 10 degrees outside?
Then we are very lucky that we have the space we're in right now. They play in this room. This is called our large motor room, and we have a plethora of things that they can do to burn off some energy, as all children need to burn off energy and be outside. We have a tunnel, a basketball hoop, balls, trucks, climber. My personal favorite is the stepping stones.
Very cool.
And ball pit. And then they can play in the train, on the train, beside the train. And then there's a mat on the floor that they can tumble around on.
Very cool. Very nice and colorful. Now, let's say that there is a student here who goes to MATC. They go to the MEC1 campus. They don't have anywhere to take their child during the day. How do they get in touch with you in the center here?
They would reach out to our coordinator at the center, and her name is Tracy Ruska.
Very cool. Well, I think it's time for us to wrap it up. I think I got to go to recess now that we're in this great play space. So thank you for having us, Michelle, and back to you in the studio.
Hey guys, thanks a lot. No matter whether you are preparing food in the winter or summertime, red pozole is always an amazing option. Red pozole is a hearty soup containing hominy kernels, vegetables, etc. So for the ingredients, I have chicken, chipotle paste, Mexican-style hominy, lettuce, garlic powder, chicken bouillon, bay leaves or laurel leaves, and onions. And for my garnishes, I have limes, chopped up onions, red radishes, and shredded lettuce. So first, you are going to get a pot that's already warmed up, and you're going to add in your water. And once your water is warmed up, you're going to add in your chicken. Oh, got a messed up glove. Okay, now we're going to add in our garlic powder, our chicken bouillon, our quarter onion, and I want to say 2 bay leaves. And usually this takes around 45 minutes, but I already have some prepared already. I'm gonna get that out. So I have my chicken broth out already, and I'm going to add in my chipotle paste. I pureed my chipotle paste before I started recording, but it has chipotle, oregano, water, and tomatoes. Gonna add that in there. Then we're going to add in our hominy kernels. And then our shredded chicken. And again, we're gonna let that simmer for another 30 minutes. Gotta have some more prepared. Ooh, it's heavy. And here is our finished product. I'm gonna close the oven. And for our garnishes, I'm going to chop up some lettuce. Put that on top. Then I'm going to chop up a lime, give it a squeeze in there for a nice citrus effect. Put that right on top. Sprinkle in our radishes, nice pop of color, and our onions. Okay, and here is the finishing product. I'll say pozole is a very delicious dish. Keeps you nice and warm inside, especially for the winter time. It's very flavorful, but it's also a very simple dish. And this is how you make red pozole. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you next time. Back to you, studio.
As the new school year begins, students at MATC are jumping back into programs that prepare them for their future careers. Starting the year, many students have been involved in wanting to learn and explore the radiography program in the healthcare department. Students gain hands-on experience with modern equipment and real-world clinical training, building the skills they need to work in hospitals, clinics, and imaging centers. To get a closer look at the program, we'll explore what this year has in store for the next generation of new students.
So I am actually an alumni of MATC, and so I knew how good the school was just as far as professors and professionalism and landing a job after school. And so that pretty much drew me to it. I already had experience with that, and I lived in Milwaukee, and yeah, it was just it seems like they had a really good reputation for it.
While students starting in the program are getting a taste of professionalism that is required in their field, students who graduated are applying these skills in their everyday life, learning more about themselves than they ever could.
I think I'm really prepared to work with a variety of personalities. We go through several different clinic sites as well as hospitals, and I think that allowed me to really get a perspective of, okay, I might not fully get along with everybody, but I can work with everybody. And knowing that we all have the same end goal, which is patient safety, which is making sure they get the best possible image so that they can see anything going on, that's really helped me a lot. We have a lot of imaging equipment access that other places don't have. So some of the hospital systems, you're using the hospital equipment, which means you don't have access to personalized one-on-one time. We have tutors, and they open up the rooms and are available for one-on-one time with the actual equipment that you'd be using. So that's very helpful. And then we have the energized lab, so we're doing real-life x-rays.
With students being given the ability to learn how to be professional and gain hands-on knowledge with equipment they'll be using in their field, it's no wonder this program has a high waitlist for admission.
Well, the waitlist is extensive right now. Can be intimidating for students when they see the waitlist or they're told how many people are on a waitlist. But they also, I think, realize that if they stick with it, meaning if they don't get in the first time, we encourage them to reapply for the next year. So it can be very intimidating, but if you stick with it, it's worth the wait.
The radiography program at MATC continues to give students the skills and experience they need to succeed in healthcare. With the program evolving to meet high demands, the next generation of radiologists are ready to step into the field and make an impact.
Most excited to learn in this program, again, pretty much everything. And so all of it has just been really challenging and really fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully become a mammographer after this.
Hey everyone, I'm student producer Spencer Knoll, and this is another Hidden Gem KE. If you're looking for a great new spot to take a quick study break this year, look no further than Trestle Park.
Trestle Park is located at 501 East Erie Street along the river in Milwaukee's 3rd Ward District. This park, which opened in 2018, is wedged between two massive apartment complexes on what used to be an active railway. The park doesn't shy away from its past. Many railway elements can still be seen throughout the park, like these refurbished railroad crossing lights.
But the most obvious part is this massive swing bridge behind me.
Built in 1915, the bridge is 243 feet long and weighs over 800 tons. The park also has many native prairie plants as part of an effort to bring more native plants back to the area.
I'm student producer Spencer Knoll, and this has been another Hidden Gem KE.
Ecophilia is the deep love and connection a person may have with nature. According to them, nature has been the coolest gift human race has ever received. Hi, I'm Lasierra Flowers, and this is a Student Passion Report. Francis Bresser is a student in the animation program at MATC and is a lover of biology and nature. During his free time, he tries his best to spend most of his time walking around the rivers, in the woods, and sometimes looking for tiny lives. When did your connection with nature begin?
I've been pretty into nature since I was really young. I mean, I always had dinosaur books. I always was interested in specific animals.
In your own words, how would you describe ecophilia?
It's like a deep love for nature is how I'd describe it. Like a really deep love for nature.
What is it about nature that fascinates you?
A lot of things. I just have a general interest in science, and I happen to take a lot of interest in nature itself. Mostly I like knowing how life works, evolution and its study, evolutionary biology is something that I am particularly interested in. I also just really like studying bugs and plants. I tried to find some bugs earlier, but I couldn't really find any. The most I've got is this mounted, you know, the pinned bugs in containers. I got this really pretty blue morpho butterfly, this massive butterfly that they find in rainforests and stuff in a glass container. It's really cool. But
how often do you spend your time exploring nature?
Not as much as I'd like. I really like going out, but I don't really get much opportunity to, unfortunately. But I mean, I try to go out as much as I can. It's crazy to think that how much every single thing ties into the ecosystem like that. You've got I mean, obviously the plant life, it's able to make this beautiful area just by existing, and I think that's really cool. And then on top of that, you've got all these other creatures that are able to feed off the plants, and the creatures feed off the other creatures, and then it's those creatures die, and then it feeds back into the plants, and it's you know, the whole life cycle, and I think that's really awesome.
It has been proven that for stress relief, it could be beneficial to be exposed to the natural environment. Some people like to go into the woods for a walk, and it reduces their anxiety. Being close to nature may increase a feeling of connection with oneself. There are many other benefits to spending personal time admiring the beauty of nature. It is a sign of gratitude.
Thanks, Nick. As I mentioned earlier, we're here at the MATC Mequon campus's greenhouse, and today I have Lauren Reckinger with me. Lauren, how's it going today?
Good. Thanks for visiting, Max.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having us here. Now, can you tell us what you do here at the greenhouse?
Yeah, I'm like the unofficial greenhouse manager, so I keep this in tip-top shape and running, and I make sure the plants are alive and the bugs aren't eating them.
Obviously, that's an important job. And now, what are some of the people, or who are some of the people that you work with here?
Yeah, so a lot of the students end up doing a lot of the propagation as part of like their learning experience, but we also have student volunteers and student workers helping out in the greenhouse.
Very cool. And now, I see behind us you guys have some what almost looks like, you know, little leaves here in the ground. Can you kind of explain to us what's going on back here?
Yeah, so these are snake plants. Snake plants are really interesting because you don't need a full leaf to propagate it. And the students in Intro to Hort are taking different hormones and they're trying to see which hormone helps the plant root.
Very cool.
The best. That one's not rooting. So yeah.
And then I see over here we also have what looks like octopus tentacles coming out of the ground here. What are these all about over here?
That's a spider plant. We've got a student who is interested in seeing how the spider plant that they have at home propagates.
Okay.
So they did it in soil and they also did it in water, which is really interesting. And it's only been 2 weeks, but it's already rooting.
Very cool. And is that a usual timetable for those kind of plants?
I think for spider plants, but all the other plants, like they all have different timelines for growing.
Very cool. Now, what are some of the other tools that you guys work with here in the greenhouse?
Yeah, so this greenhouse is really high tech. We've got misting benches that are automated. We just have to learn how to use them properly depending on what plant we've got growing there. We've got drip lines that we can hook up to the different pots. And all of our vents and stuff are controlled by a really high-tech program.
Very cool. And now, what are some of the other plants that you guys grow here? I saw over here we have one of my favorite flowers, the marigolds. But what else do you guys grow here in the greenhouse?
Yeah, we grow whatever we can get our hands on. Coleus is a really popular one. This is easy to propagate. A grower donated these begonias to us.
Beautiful.
An instructor had this plant at home. It's an anthurium, and these guys take 3 years to flower, so that should be really interesting to see. And then we've also got like various herbs we like to propagate, such as this guy. I'm sure you know what this is, Max.
Yes, I love rosemary. Rosemary is one of the absolute best smelling plants. Just literally the only one that beats this one is oregano, but I digress.
Yes.
Now, obviously, as we came into this the second portion of the greenhouse here, we saw all of these wonderful plants, but I see back here that you guys have what looks to be like a lot of the same plant. Can you kind of explain what's going on here in the back?
Yeah, so we've kind of got a tradition where every year we grow poinsettias for Christmas time. And this year we've got 7 different types. Poinsettias are really cool because they're a great opportunity for students to learn how to grow a very fussy plant. So in greenhouse production, they get to observe all the differences, like this one doesn't need as many nutrients as, say, the white ones there. And yeah, just learn about poinsettias, and then hopefully we get to sell them at the end of the year.
Very cool. Now, can you tell us a little bit about this sale? I've heard about it a little bit, but where can people go to buy some of these plants, and when is that happening?
Yeah, we're going to have the plant sale here on campus, and the students are putting together the timeline for that. We're looking at the first week of December, but we'll make sure everybody knows. So there will be posters around and everything. So
very cool. Well, you heard her, obviously. Thank you, Lauren, for having us here today. We really appreciate your time. And Nick, back to you in the studio.
Thank you. Nature's beauty reveals itself in so many forms, from bright, endless skies that lift your spirit to calming blue waters that seem to wash away every worry. It's in the winding trails built for walking, biking, and simply taking it all in, where the rustle of leaves and the rhythm of your own footsteps remind you to slow down. And when the day fades, the night sky takes over, vast, quiet, and full of stars that remind us of how small we are in the most beautiful way.
I believe that God created everything, and it's crazy how like every single leaf is like different from the next one, and like even looking at a tree or something, like you see all the little details in the bark, and it's crazy how like not one single tree is like the same as the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And there's all these different types of trees, and there's different types of flowers, and even like the rocks, like who put all those rocks there, you know what I mean? So yeah, even just like looking in the little details, I think it's really cool to look and just see how things are different from each other, and really just how intentional God was when he put everything together, making it not just like similar or like boring, like no, it's a very vibrant and like awesome earth that we live on, where things are like exciting and you can look at different stuff and be like, wow, this is different from before.
My responsibility is to stop throwing stuff out the window and stop smoking in the bad air, because that can make bad air for real. And yeah, our also responsibility is to make sure we dispose everything into the right trash can instead of putting in recycled trash and recycle. So yeah, that is our responsibility when it comes to nature.
Their reflections challenge us to look beyond the moment, to think about the generations that will one day walk the same trails, swim in the same waters, and gaze at the same stars. Nature gives freely, asking only that we care enough to preserve it, because in the end, protecting the earth isn't just about saving trees or oceans. It's about saving the balance, peace, and beauty that make life worth living.
I have been teaching this for now almost more than 20 years, and I have enjoyed it because I think I am doing a very important job of creating environmental guardians for future. Because the students, the graduates from the program, they would in one or the other way contribute to saving environment and working towards community health and environmental health. So we look into some phytoplanktons, we look into some periphytons, so we look into different algae samples. Apart from that, during fall we work with aquatic plants. So students learn how to identify between aquatic plants and presence of those aquatic plants, what they indicate about the water quality. We look at the macroinvertebrates, the bugs and the critters that we find in our fresh waters, and apart from that, we identify fishes. All these are biological indicators that help us in assessing the water quality. We are getting hands-on lab skills. They are learning how to assess environmental health conditions, be it on field or in lab, how to apply the learned skills when they are at job. Prepping up labs, because some of our graduates, they go into lab jobs and then sometimes they are working all by themselves. So how to follow the instructions, how to prep up the labs, they're learning all those skills. So yep, we are learning plenty of skills, sample collection, sample analysis, and then data analysis. So yep.
For me, being a student in the Environmental Health and Water Quality Technology program is It's really great. I've always really been interested in science. I've always really been interested in how the world works and how we as human beings affect it. And using this program, using the knowledge that they're giving me here, that's really what I get to learn. I get to learn how I can help change the world.
It's something that it's a meaningful process that I want to go through. I really enjoy it, learning stuff that really I'm getting into, that I want to in my field. What I want to learn personally though is kind of how humans have impacted the environment and how we could go about reversing that.
It's great here because MATC provides me with support that I need. I have a good team to work with. They are very supportive. And I'm not just teaching, I'm learning every day working here. So I enjoy every day of my job here.
And welcome to this week's cooking. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Mother Nature's healthy sandwich, a very delicious meal option for any day. The ingredients that I have brought are multi-grain bread, cream cheese, grated carrots, thinly sliced cucumber, I'm gonna be slicing this tomato, chili powder, Kobe Jack cheese, lettuce, and lastly alfalfa sprouts. First, you're gonna wanna take a butter knife or whichever you like to use and spread your cream cheese onto your bread. And you're gonna spread cream cheese on both sides. And then once cream cheese is on both slices, we are going to sprinkle some chili powder on both slices, just so we could add a little extra flavor. And now for my tomato, I'm going to take my sharp knife and thinly slice. You want to make sure that you cut thin slices so that you don't just take a full bite of just tomato. This tomato is very overwhelming. And you also want to make sure when you cut your cucumbers, they're thinly sliced too, because again, cucumbers are very overwhelming as well. Just gonna add it. It's gonna do two on both. Oh, might as well do the last. Now I'm going to sprinkle my grated carrots on both sides. So you can add a nice crunch to it. Some other things that you could add to the sandwich is beefsteak, provolone cheese, lemon juice, and kosher salt. But this is a vegetarian dish, so we're not going to be adding any meat today. We're going to add our Kobe Jack on both slices of bread. Now we're going to add our lettuce on both sides, just for a little more extra crunch like the carrots. Alfalfa sprouts are a bit interesting ingredient as they're a part of the flowering plant of the legumes family, and it can be found in the UK or even in South Africa. It's crazy. Now I already added my Kobe Jack cheese and my lettuce, so now we can assemble the sandwich. It's gonna flip. Ooh, she's thick. Now we're just gonna cut open our sandwich and see how it looks inside. And voila, she's finished. Again, this meal is delicious, perfectly nutritious, and makes a great meal prep. Thanks for joining us this week, and back to you in the studio.
Hello, I'm student producer Anthony Mamawa here at Menominee Valley Community Park, and this is another Hidden Gem KE. From where I'm standing, it might not look like a lot, but right beside me is a park full of history and beautiful sights to see. So let's go check it out.
Back in 1847, this was once Wisconsin's first railroad, making its first run on November 20th, 1850. Today, it pays homage to those thousands of Milwaukee Railroad employees who worked on this exact work site.
Some say if you were standing in this very same spot 150 years ago, there's a chance you would be in the way of a passing train. But this land's history goes deeper than that, so let's go a little further back.
In the 1800s, this was once Native American land filled with prairies and a never-flowing river. Today, Menominee Valley Community Park is those two history lessons combined. Not only does this park have countless seating areas for you to immerse yourself in nature, it also offers large open fields, perfect for playing. And of course, we can't forget, it also has plenty more of nature's beauty. And if you're lucky, you might even catch a train.
It's not just a community park, but a whole valley. There's so much more to see and explore. Hope to see you there soon. I'm student producer Anthony Mamawa, and this has been another Hidden Gem KE.
Talk about it all the time. I started doing it because I felt like the job wasn't actually a job. That was something that was really fun for me, is waking up every single day and not dreading it, right? And that you hear those horror stories all the time that people just do a 9-to-5 job just to do a 9-to-5 job. And for me, it's so much more because you get to help mold and create these young athletes into being better people, hopefully, outside of their 2 to 4 years in college. And so that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I started coaching, was just because you get to help touch so many lives and help those young athletes have a little bit more sense of purpose and have a little bit more sense of direction to help them set up for hopefully really bright futures outside of here, to continue to help just everyone in life day in and day out. Right, so we've had guys who have gone on to go be all-region players. We've had some guys win Gold Glove. We've had an All-American even, which is being the best player at your position in the whole entire country. And so for us, it's not always just about the wins and losses on the field, though. Me being in charge of the academics, I think some of the biggest wins that you can get is your graduation rate, or your rate of guys and girls getting to move on and continue to play in their sport outside of here. And so last year, we had roughly 95% of our athletes either graduate or move on to go to a four-year institution to continue their career. And that's something that's really, really nice to take home with you, and knowing that you're not only helping them on the field, but the amount of help that we're able to do for them off the field to set them up to have a bright future. I think sometimes those awards are just as nice. But of course, at the end of the day, I want to win a national championship. That's why we're here, that's what we're trying to do. But we're also trying to create great young men and young women for society outside of here as well.
Coach Bounds helps to shape these students into not only mean machines on the field, but into well-rounded, successful students off the field. The athletic department supports those students and the bright future that's ahead of them.
I love what I do. I don't think I would do it any other way. I just don't know of a job that I would really want to do or that I would enjoy or like as much as I like this one. So yeah, I think if I did it over 100 times, I would pick being a college baseball coach.
Hey Nick, Thank you. As I mentioned before, we're here at the MATC Game Club checking out everything that's in here. And today I have one of the Game Club members with me, Magnus Bond. Magnus, how's it going today?
I'm doing pretty good, Max. It's good to have you here.
Great to hear. Thanks for having us. Now, can you kind of tell us what you guys do here at the MATC Game Club?
Of course. So every Thursday night at about 5 p.m., all the gamers gather in this here room. And we have, as you can see, 3 TVs. And everyone just brings what they can, and everyone just starts gaming. Everyone hangs out. We bring some good snacks. We got, I think some people bring like their Switches and whatnot. I've seen people play Smash Brothers and whatnot here.
Very cool. And I saw you guys have some card games down here on the table. Do you guys do that a lot here as well?
Yes, we do. Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! Some people even do some like Dungeons and Dragons here every once in a while.
Do you guys get really competitive into that?
I don't personally partake. However, I've seen some very intense matches. Many things have been said in this room, and most of them very positive.
Very cool. Now, as you mentioned, there is a bunch of TVs on the wall, and I heard recently there was actually a Smash tournament for Halloween.
Yes.
Did you partake in that at all?
I did not, unfortunately, because I'm just not that good, especially when it comes to Smash Bros. I just like to fly around a little and completely avoid fighting people. But yes, that did happen, and there were some good prizes, some good snacks, a lot of candy, and a lot of good Halloween fun.
Makes sense. And now I saw, like you mentioned earlier, we got Dungeons and Dragons over here. I saw a couple of D20s earlier. I'm familiar with those, even though I don't play the game myself. Bunch of other stuff here in the room. And now, what are some of the other games that you guys play here in the game club?
Oh man, well, mostly competitive games, obviously, just so everyone can join in. But I've seen some people play some light story-based games, some sandbox. Of course, some good old classic Nintendo games. As you can see, there's our lovely Mario.
I did see Mario here on the wall when we walked in. Now, as we start to get ready to send it back into the studio, how can people find out more about the Game Club?
I would say just come on in. Every Thursday at 5, you sign in. You can ask around. Really, I would just come in, say hi, and just see what's going on. There's so many people to meet, so many faces to see, so many stories to tell. What can I say?
Very cool. Well, there is one game I see over here on the wall that I think you do play, the Magic 8 Ball.
Big fan.
And Magic 8 Ball, is it time to send it back into the studio with Nick? Almost certainly. So Nick, back to you in the studio.
Hello, my name is Niltag, and today I'm here at the TCAM campus to report and investigate allegations of cheating in last week's pool tournament. Joining me today is an employee of that tournament who has agreed to do an in-person interview. Hopefully they'll help us get to the bottom of the so-called pool cheater. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. Today I am joined by Haras Diog. Haras, how do you today?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
I wanted to know, what exactly was your involvement with the pool tournament?
Well, I was the floor manager, so basically what I do is just supervise, set everything up properly, and keep a lookout for any suspicious activity.
So what exactly led to these allegations being spread?
Well, there was this leaked phone call.
Interesting. Here's that leaked audio.
Hello? Yes? Hey, it's me, Erdna. I'm tired, man. What are you calling me for? I wanted to talk about the game. What happened? All heated towards the end. Yeah, that's usually how tournaments work. It gets competitive towards the end. Are you drunk? The balls went all misaligned, and you lost. I'm feeling tired is what I'm feeling. Did you just call me to make fun of me? No. I just wanted to let you know I had to repolish my floorboards. Are you serious right now? I thought we were buds. Okay, if we are, then tell me, did you do anything to the pool balls? Hold on, wait. There's someone staring at me from my window. Oh wait, that's me, I'm looking in the mirror. Why do I always get the weirdos calling me?
I also gather all the pool balls to make sure none of them are missing, but I noticed that some of them had a slightly slippery feel to them, but that could be from multiple factors.
Interesting. Most interesting. Well, Horace, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me. Do I get paid yet? Oh, the check comes in the mail.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Did Erdna cheat? Did he alter the pool balls that made Nair lose the game? With no conclusive answer, that's for you to decide. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Alleged Investigations. Do we get it? Good? Yeah?
A football player gets blindsided by a linebacker. Bad weather causes a car to lose control and crash. Or maybe it's just as simple as a slip and a fall. No matter how you get injured, it's important to get the right help so that you can get back on your feet and back to your life. Every year, students in the Physical Therapist's Assistant Program at MATC take the charge to learn what they can do to help.
The program really is about becoming a movement expert. We want to be viewed, we want the physical therapy profession to be viewed as the people who are the experts in movement. So when people out in society have problems with movement of any sort, we are going to be those individuals that they should seek to help them return to their previous activities and movements.
That's Holly Pitts. She's the clinical coordinator and one of only 2 instructors in the program. She makes sure that students have the knowledge and experiences they need to guarantee their success.
What's nice about our program is that our students aren't in lecture for long periods of time. We're always kind of bouncing back and forth between lecture and lab type activities, which keeps our students interested and not falling asleep. Besides the facilities that we have here, our students go out on 3 clinical rotations where they're actually out in hospitals and outpatient clinics, schools, nursing homes, going to people's homes and providing physical therapy there.
That hands-on experience provided by the Physical Therapist Assistant Program is critical to students, such as Abby Holman.
Well, we do a lot of hands-on work. You know, it's exercises, stretches, and that things like that. So we do them ourselves with our classmates so that we understand how to teach them to other people. So yeah, but now I really have a good grasp and I feel like confident that when I get out into the workforce, I'll be able to do what I need to do.
Between the fantastic facilities, valuable experiences, and strong community present in the PTA program, it's not hard to understand why these students look like they wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
So my favorite part about teaching this program is just seeing the progress. It's really fun because we teach the students for the full 2 years. We establish relationships with them and they come in knowing nothing about exercise or rehabilitation of patients, and they leave being able to practice out in a clinic or hospital setting.
Hey fans, football season is in full swing, and for today's 120-yard treat, I'll be preparing a salsa verde burger. A salsa verde burger is a little twist on your typical game day eat that combines some Tex-Mex ingredients and toppings with the classic cheeseburger dish that we all know and love. And today I will be using Beyond Meat for my burger today and green salsa, but you can also go with the old USDA ground beef if that's your style as well. For our ingredients, I've gathered some tomatoes, burger buns, salsa verde, Dijon mustard, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, my bad, Beyond Meat, queso fresco, and if you want to, you can add cilantro to your burger as well. And you, of course, need a hot pan and a spatula and a plate to place your finished product on. First, I'm going to sear my burger. My burger is already cooked, but I'm just gonna give it a nice crust on both sides. Turn my heat up. And while my burger is cooking, I'm going to slice up my lettuce. you just want to shred your lettuce, because this isn't like your typical burger. This is more of like a Hispanic-like burger, so, or what they say, a Tex-Mex burger. And I already sliced my tomatoes. You're gonna wanna dice your tomatoes as well. You don't wanna like slice everything too thick because you don't want all the ingredients to overpower like the burger itself. Just gonna flip it. Okay. And for my onions, I don't know if you can see, but I sliced my onions thinly sliced because onions are very overwhelming and you don't want those to overpower your dish as well. Beyond Meat also tastes amazing and still has the same color as regular meat, and it doesn't have all the bad things in them, not cancer causing and all that. Now I'm just gonna add some seasonings. If you wanna add seasonings, you can, but right now I don't really wanna add seasonings to my stuff. I added it beforehand. Now let's assemble the burger. So first I'm going to top it off with some Dijon, a nice generous amount. We're gonna go in with some lettuce. I like lettuce, so I'm gonna add a generous amount. Some red onions. My tomatoes. I like it when my burgers are hefty, but you can add as much as you'd like. Okay, now that my patty has a nice crust on it, just gonna place it on, plap. Then top it off with some salsa verde. You can get your salsa verde anywhere. I got mine from my local Metro Market, but they also have very good salsa verde at Cermax. You're just gonna top it off with some cilantro as well. And lastly, some queso fresco. Flip. Ooh, looks yummy. And there you have it, a salsa verde burger. It's like the advanced burger. Thank you for tuning into today's cooking. Oh my goodness. And happy game day. Go Pack Go. Back to you in the studio.
I'm student producer Lucius Burton here at Cos Mini Bowl, and this is another Hidden Gem KE. Tucked away on Milwaukee's southeast side, Cos is more than just a bowling alley, it's a piece of living history.
Cos's history traces back to the 1880s, but its story took a big turn in 1947. Back then, it was known as Ben and Harriet's Parkview Bar, until a fire burned it down. In repairs, it led to the addition of 4 duck pin lanes. 31 years later, the Kozlowski family stepped in, bringing new life to the old alley and polishing it up to shine as bright as a bowling ball. At Cos Mini Bowl, every game carries on a tradition that's rarely seen today. After each roll, the pins aren't reset by machines, but by hand. Thanks to the dedication of pin setters working behind the lanes, the process keeps the rhythm of the game alive and keeps a piece of bowling history while locals and visitors enjoy the relaxed vibe, retro charm, and fun. Cos Mini Bowl isn't just a mini bowling alley, it's a Milwaukee experience, a hidden gem where history and fun come together one roll at a time.
I'm student producer Lucius Burton, and this has been another Hidden Gem KE.
I'm student producer Aidan Perez. Tune into MATC Now.
MATC Now, we're proud to broadcast to you from Milwaukee, and we can't wait to show you around this great city that we call home. So stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, James Charles, and joining us this evening is our permanent co-host, Nick Gross. Happy spring, my friend. How are you?
Hey, James. I'm doing great. I can't wait for your viewers to see what we have for them. Today, we take a look at the many things that shape our great Milwaukee community.
Coming up first, Kenneth Vongerberg introduces us to a young student with a love for the arts. Then student producer Khalil Gant takes a journey with Chris Rayner, an MATC alumnus, to see how Chris views and feels about Milwaukee as the vibrant city that it is.
Going to school to learn how to be a teacher of the arts. Brianna Madsen, how are you doing, Brianna?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for coming today and talking with us. I have some questions for you. Did you always see yourself as a teacher, or did you decide that would come later?
Honestly, no. I started out theater very early in life, and it was mostly acting that I was a part of. And I came pretty quickly to know that I wanted to be a teacher and kind of spread outwards with my arts knowledge.
So you decided that being able to disseminate that knowledge to other people was important to you.
For sure.
And becoming a theater instructor was something that sort of was a natural follow-on to your being an actor. Is that right?
For sure.
So what excites you the most about learning and one-day teaching theater?
One-day teaching, I think that theater really changed me growing up and acting and performing. And I think I want to be able to spread that gift to others. And, you know, I think the young generation really needs to have art implicated into their lives. And there's so many positives to it. And so,
do you think that perhaps the ubiquitous nature of broadcast television, of streaming, of all of the other visual arts that we see has something to do with people sort of moving away from legitimate theater?
For sure. I think live theater, which is what I specialize in, is important. It's creative in the moment, it's on the spot, and you know, I think that sort of theater should be valued just as much as any sort of other.
With on-the-spot live theater, you don't get a do-over, do you?
No,
you don't get to say cut.
It's happening whether you like it or not, and there's a lot of quick thinking and improv that comes with that.
Which could be valuable in daily life as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Live theater has a long history, like 2,000 years.
Oh, yeah.
And yet it's still around. Why do you think people do go to live theater in this technologically driven world?
I think it's incredibly moving to have an entire audience there. You're all watching and experiencing something live in the moment. And I think it carries a lot of emotion through that, and just a sort of like humanness of seeing someone give their heart out on stage and do what they love and ultimately tell a story.
Well, thank you. Thanks very much for being with us today, Brianna. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
MATC has many iconic alumni. One of these alumni is the one and only Chris Rayner. Chris graduated from MATC in 2025 from the television and video production program.
Something I really like about the Milwaukee community is how sociable a lot of people are. You know, if you're out, on a walk down a trail or, out at the bars, as a lot of, Midwesterners do, a lot of people are, willing to have a conversation, kind of talk about a lot of stuff. So So personal favorite spot that I will go out with, with friends and others to kind of socialize is a place called Sugar Maple down in Bayview in Milwaukee. Kind of a really warm, cocktail kind of bar. Go sit around, hang out with friends, talk about anything. It's a really great atmosphere and a really great space to talk with others. Since graduating from MATC, I'd say it's been pretty easy being able to connect with others, and especially with work, it's a lot of networking events and a lot of people who know other people, where just whenever you have the opportunity and the chance, just talking to other people, learning about like what they do in the industry, what other kind of people they do, what kind of work. And even if it's not with the intent of, oh, how can I get a lead out of this? How can I get potential work out of this? Where a lot of the time it's, it could eventually lead to it, but a lot of the time it's not. And just kind of building that connection of somebody else that works in the same field as you do. I think if somebody new were to move to Milwaukee and they were asking, how can I get to know more people and how can I get more involved with the city? I would say just interact with more people. Go out to plenty of bike trails, restaurants, local events held everywhere, whether that's music, art, almost any activity. There is always something going on in any neighborhood, in any community. Tapping into that resource is how you can really get to the heart of the communities. I think one of the biggest challenges that Milwaukee faces is a lot of vehicle safety. Whether you're on the road of other people driving really unsafe, or whether you're a pedestrian or even a cyclist, of people not being aware of their surroundings while driving and creating a really unsafe and dangerous environment for anyone all over the county. And that my business does that impacts the community and that impacts us as well, as just getting to help these smaller companies, these nonprofits that we do a lot of work with. And it's like amazing to be part of the journeys with them, where we get to, help them spread their message, help them reach other people, where a lot of them are, running not to make a huge profit or not to kind of gain in any way, but just to help the community around them, just to help other people that are, in need of their services, and getting to see that firsthand and really see the impact that we get to have by spreading this out and making people aware of these healthcare services that they may need, these psychological services, financial services, anything that we are helping these people that are in need.
Along with the education and job skills he found here at MATC, it's great to hear how Chris is impacting Milwaukee and the community.
It's also wonderful to see the love for the arts still alive and well in Milwaukee. It's a big part of our city's history.
Now, Nick, when things get dicey in your community, who might one call?
Ghostbusters?
Not real. However, one might want to call the police. Student producer Lucas Winkler gives us an arresting view of MATC's Law Enforcement Academy to see the sacrifices and struggle these recruits endure to be ready for patrol on the streets.
Police officers are essential to the well-being of a community. Year after year, aspiring officers come to MATC's Oak Creek campus to get the training they need to be ready for the job. Director of the Law Enforcement Academy, Alan Groschik, helps to get them the experience they need.
What students learn in the police academy is your basic law enforcement training. A regular college program is maybe you go to a certain lecture once a week, or you may do a couple labs. This is not just academic work, they have to do physical work. They have to do an entrance physical fitness test to get in and an exit to leave. They have to drive here, so you have driving, they have to pass driving, different techniques, defensive tactics, firearms, introduction to police work and history of policing, all the way into arrests, cultural competency, interviewing techniques. I mean, it runs a complete gamut of law enforcement. Everything they have to be required to do in basic level, they get here.
If you're looking for traditional class hours and the usual college lifestyle, you won't find it here.
It's just about 5 months. So it's 720 hours of training. So they're here every day. Some days we go longer, some days we start at noon and go till like 9 at night. We're expected to come in. You have to wear, actually we have a uniform that they're supposed to wear, they're required to wear. We're getting them ready to be a law enforcement officer. And that's why I tell them on day one, this is like no other job you're gonna get.
The Law Enforcement Academy emphasizes that becoming a police officer requires a change in the way you live, the way you look at the world, and the way you interact with others.
You're getting prepared to be someone that people call for help and to rely on, because you have to go investigate a complaint. You have to go to a traffic scene and take control. You have to do these things. So there are changes that take place in people. And even if it's like you're putting on a character, you have to do it. It's your job. And the police are all there to serve the community. And that's what I do when I go to graduation. I say, now you're serving the community. And we even have that every day when they come in, they do an oath of honor.
On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution and will remain loyal to my community and the agency I serve. Prepared to serve, ready to protect.
Yellow.
Where's your work?
That was due today.
Yes. From your tone, I can tell you haven't finished it. That means you have failed the class.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I can do it. I can do it right now. Today, actually. Just give me 30 minutes.
30
I
minutes.
can do it.
Get it done.
Sir, I finished my work.
I'm impressed. And with 5 minutes to spare, even.
Oh, and I finished all my late work too.
Oh, nice. That's great. Well, I guess by all accounts you pass. But don't do this again. Capiche?
Capiche.
All right, have a good day, Jamps.
You too, teacher, captain, king.
Teamwork and law enforcement will always be two of the strongest parts of the Milwaukee community. Joining us in the studio today to discuss what community engagement means is MATC Dual Enrollment Manager Lee Cross. Lee, it's very nice to have you here with us today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
No, thank you. I always tell people that I'm homegrown and mostly raised here. I'm very proud to be from the 53206 area code and being able to bring all things community towards me. I was in Montessori school through MPS. I transitioned into private school, and so I love education and what it brings to our community, and being a part of those roots really matter to me.
So, Ms. Lee, what does being a part of the Milwaukee community mean to you personally?
It really is how I show up in the world. Like, I say Milwaukee has a little bit of everything for somebody, and it's embedded in our DNA. You know, we have the west side that is, I always tell it, very towny, and for our small businesses, the north side for me brings the great migration and the soul of the south. Our east side for me is like where we meet old and new money.
Right.
And definitely the third ward gives us our expensive, like our shakers, movers and shakers.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Lee, how would you describe the spirit or personality of Milwaukee compared to other cities?
Oh, it's definitely small Milwaukee. I cannot tell you how many times I bumped into somebody and I can name 3 people and we know each other. We have an instant connection.
Now, you know, there's Philadelphia, there's Chicago, there's Minneapolis, Indianapolis. What makes Milwaukee unique to the rest of the world?
For me, it's something here for everybody. So if you're into music, we have it here for you. If you're into the trails, there's nothing like it being like the prairie here in the city. There's definitely food that you can invest in, and that's really good for you. And so the entertainment is here. You don't have to go too far away from anything. Like, it just shows up here for you.
And, you know, there's always something happening in Milwaukee, it seems.
Yeah.
How do you stay involved with the Milwaukee community?
Oh, goodness. Facebook keeps me relevant, but I will honestly say, like, just being in connection with people, you know, Creative Mornings is a big connector for me. I got a chance to meet Natalie Durr, who's actually creating a documentary, or actually create the documentary that talks about Black cowboys here in Milwaukee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, you know, being able to volunteer in the community, like, I'm really big for Milwaukee recreation. So when I'm not working, I'm supporting young people and adults having recreational sports through volleyball and kickball.
Great programs. Beyond Milwaukee Rec, what other programs or initiatives do you think have had just a lasting impact on our community here in Milwaukee?
Oh, absolutely. So I will honestly say Miss Venus with Alice Garden and The Table creates quite the impression of having agriculture here and being able to create more coverage or small, how do I say this? Keeping the gap small for food deserts here.
Of course, yes.
And along with Andre Ellis, like the 500 young men who are in tuxedos every year means a lot to people seeing the positivity that's here.
Right.
What are some of your favorite hidden gems that somebody visiting Milwaukee might not know about that you'd share with them, or your favorite place to go and hang out with your friends?
Oh, I tell people that I'm a square because circles get around. But I really do enjoy MAME After Dark, that's Milwaukee Art Museum After Dark. Being able to take in the Milwaukee repertory. I'm a huge fan of August Wilson. And so being able to participate in the competitions that the kids do, or just going to go see a play at the Milwaukee Rep means something to me. You can't beat the St. Kate's Hotel, but I mean, that's more like central to downtown. Like I said, like, I really enjoy the Sherman Phoenix. For me, a riot really revitalized the space, and being able to bring small businesses that care about the community and those services. So you can go in and get earrings, or get a massage, or build community through urban line dancing.
Now, here in Milwaukee, we've always been resilient over many generations, but what challenges do you feel are impacting our city today?
How do I say this? I feel like we challenge ourselves. We are very clear on the agenda of unity, and we're also clear on what unity looks like and being ununion and how we do our approach. And so when we have that mentality of saying, like, I want to be the center of show instead of putting the investment in the community, I think that is our biggest challenge. And you see it in, like, the economic growth that happens for small entrepreneurs. You see it in the gun violence and us not being able to be good neighbors to each other. So, yeah.
You know, Lee, even though we have a lot of problems, it's always good to focus on the positivity and things that we do. So what are some of the ways in which you see the Milwaukee community working together to overcome these challenges?
Absolutely. So like I said, like Miss Venus with Alice's Garden and the Table, that's being able to bring in like small communities to show up and do big work. You learn about agriculture, you learn about like just being able to invest in the community. I really like the behavioral health services doing the summit for talking about the opioid crisis. You have neighborhoods who are like banding together, like in the District 4.
So many things, so many great initiatives, so many ways our arts and cultures and values come together as one community. Great. Well, Miss Lee, we thank you for coming here and sharing your wisdom with us today, and especially for sharing how MATC prepares our students to join the working world of Milwaukee's community.
No problem.
Well, in today's fast-paced world, it's difficult to make food that's both easy to prepare and delicious to eat. But our amazing chef, Aidan, has just the dish. Aidan, can you show us what's in the pan over there?
I'm amateur chef Aidan, and we're making kapusta, a delicious dish that will have you amazed at how simple it is to make. All you're going to need is cabbage, bacon bits, butter, salt and pepper, sauerkraut, onion, and traditionally we would use a Polish sausage, also known as kielbasa, but hot dogs will do just fine. Additionally, you'll also need a burner, a chopping knife, and a pan to fry it all together. Firstly, we'll want to chop our cabbage. This will be the bulk of the dish, as the word kapusta means cabbage in Polish. So we're gonna get some nice thin slices, just like this. Nothing too fancy. You wanna make sure your cabbage is well washed. Mine already is, so I have nothing to worry about. Next is onions. Always add onions. If it's a good recipe, it'll use onions. So, I'm gonna get an onion, just like this. Chop off the ends. And then do some nice thin slices here, just like this. Whoop. And once you have your nice thin slices, you can chop them in half and even chop them in quarters so that they're small enough to eat. Let's get some of these in here. There we go. All right. Now we really should be using kielbasa for this, but it's quite expensive and takes a long time to prepare. So we can substitute it with something you can find at every grocery store. Hot dogs. All right. You want to chop your faux sausages into 1/4-inch segments so they cook thoroughly while in the pan. About that big. Nice and even slices. You don't want these to burn. All right, and then that goes straight in the pan. Now, before we add the sauerkraut, we'll need to prepare it. I've already got some pre-strained sauerkraut here, but if you're using store-bought, you want to strain it over the sink with a colander because we don't want any of that brine in the pan. You want to grab a nice healthy slice, clump that there, and then just add some bacon bits. Can't go wrong with some bacon bits. You're almost there, but we still need to fry everything together and add some butter. About a 1/4 stick will do. All right, and then just turn your burner to medium and get to sauteing. There we go. While you're sauteing, you can be sure to add some salt and pepper too. Can't go wrong with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. There we go. All right. Now you're just gonna keep sauteing this until the onions turn about opaque, and then you'll know that all of the juices and stuff are mixed in nice and good. And it should take about 5 minutes to cook all together, and when it's done, it should look a little something like this. Voila, delicious kapusta that anyone can make in minutes. Thanks for joining us in the kitchen today. I know you'll love eating your delicious kapusta just as much as you loved making it. Back to you in the studio.
Well, thank you, Chef Aidan. Be sure to leave a doggy bag in my dressing room. Now let's see what Nick is cooking up for us in the MATC Minute. Nick.
Well, start your week off right by playing Giant Games. Giant Games will be set up in the upper atrium, and games for 1 to 4 players will be set up in the makerspace inside the Oak Creek Library. Drop in any time from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. to try a new game or a familiar favorite. Join MATC retention coaches for some relaxing creative projects and connecting time with community. Faculty, staff, and students are all welcome to come tap into their flow while working on mindfulness and showcasing their artistic sides. Every Tuesday at noon, members of Rainbow Alliance of MATC and Imaginative Fiction and other members of the MATC community meet for a casual lunchtime gathering in the Oak Creek Library at room A202A. No registration needed. Just bring a lunch and a positive attitude and be ready for a great community conversation. Join the ESL department, sociology department, and student life in our International Coffee Hour on March 25th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. in A289 Lecture Hall. There'll be plenty of snacks and conversations to go around for all. All this and more at matc.edu/events.
MATC always has something to bring the community together. Whether that's through the arts or a shared love for cooking, there's always something that brings us all together. With the Wisconsin State Park System celebrating its 125th anniversary last year, here's a friendly reminder to get outside and keep appreciating your local wildlife. Student producer Claire Kornacki invites us to explore one of Greenfield's largest parks on this week's Hidden Gem KE.
Bringing you another Hidden Gem KE. With the semester ramping up, midterms around the corner, and cabin fever hitting an all-time high, fresh air and a walk is the cure I prescribe to you. And boy, do I have the perfect place for you. Conkle Park, located on Layton Avenue. Greenfield's largest park was purchased by the city in 1979. Then, the park's first development came in 1988, when the 2 softball fields and a parking lot were constructed.
With 3 workout stations, 2 playgrounds, and 1 winter ice rink, you'll always have something to keep you and your pals busy, no matter the season.
Not to mention the lovely trail that wraps around the pond, the park, and Honey Creek, allowing you to get your steps in. They also have an amphitheater known as the AMP, where they have free concerts and food vendors on certain Fridays over summer. If you're looking for more information about the concerts, park rentals, and more, head to the official City of Greenfield website and click on the Facilities section. I've been your park guide and student producer Claire Kornacki, and that's it for another Hidden Gem KE.
Well, thank you, Claire. I mean, what a great reminder that after a long winter of staying indoors, there is a world to explore in nature. Just bring your hat and shades.
And thank you, Lee, for being with us here today in studio. It was really great to have you.
No, my pleasure.
And thanks to all of you for watching this episode of MATC Now. Please join us again back here next time.